Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Ian is a Weirdo, or Ian is Weird, depending on where you're watching this from. Today I'm going to work on the August 2024 Stitch of the Month. We are going to be using Heartland yarn. This is from Lion Brand. Just such a beautiful yarn, always. I'm going to use a 6mm. We are going to be learning the Alpine stitch, which is kind of a variation of ribbing, if you've ever done ribbing using a front post double crochet. But don't worry, if all those words are just like, blah, don't worry, we will figure it out together. It just takes a little bit of practice because sometimes the movements can feel a little bit, foreign if you haven't done it before, but I promise you can do the stitch. As long as you can chain and you can double crochet. So it took a little while to find the right yarn for this pattern because I wanted it to be easy to see, but I wanted something that would show off the texture a little bit, so it might be easier to see on camera. But I did try some variegated yarn, and this is I don't even want to tell how many times I've recorded this video trying to pick the right variegated yarn. So this is a 4-weight yarn, and we're going to use a 6mm hook. Feel free to change as you desire. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull out some yarn. I'm going to do a slip knot. Why do I want to say slip stitch? So I'm just going to pull a little slip knot on my hook. Now for your multiple, you're going to want any multiple of 2, so any even number. For that's going to be your width of your project. And you can also work this in the round. So if you work it in the round, just consider, you won't be able to work this in a continuous round, but you can work it in the round if you want. Just make sure that you have an even number of stitches around. Oh no, it's like, nah, I don't really want to pull that much. Always a great sign at the start of a video. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So now you're going to add an additional 2 stitches, and that's going to be where we're going to have our turning chain. Now, if you just wanted to do it in the round, this would be the amount around, and then you would still do your 2 chains up to get to the height that you want. And we're going to go in, and we're going to go into the 3rd stitch from the 3rd chain from the loop, and we're going to do a double crochet. So we're going to yarn over to that 3rd loop. I'm going to go through, we're going to yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the hook. Now we have 2 loops left. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops. And we're going to keep on going all the way down. So we'll do a couple more double crochets. Of course, there's always some noise outside whenever you do a tutorial. It's just how it is. So we're going to do a yarn over. We're going to insert into the next chain. Yarn over, pull through. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops. One more, yarn over, insert into the next chain, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So I'm going to go all the way down until I get to the end of this row. Okay, so I'm just finishing up my row, yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert to the last stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So at the end of the row, you should have the number of stitches that you are going to have in your width, plus you'll have this this chain 2 that's a turning chain, which we're not going to count as a chain. So next we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. So this is where we are going to start our 4-row repeat. So the first row is going to be, after that chain 1 and turn, is we're going to go into this first stitch right here. So we kind of branched off of it by doing that chain 1. So right here into that first stitch space right there, we're going to go in and we're going to do a single crochet. And we're going to do a single crochet in each stitch all the way down. So you should end up with the same number of single crochets that you ended up with double crochets in the row prior. So that is going to be row 1 of our 4-row repeat. And count to make sure. So you can count on top. See the V's a little bit easier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Just make sure we get that last one. See, I always like to check because sometimes my eyes do deceive me. Okay, so we are going to get this knot out of our yarn. That's all part of the tutorial, right? Okay, so next we're going to chain 2 and we're going to turn our work. So that now we're going to go into row 2 of our 4-row repeat. So this is where we're going to start our front post double crochets. Now, if you've never done this before, so we're going to kind of look at this, and I'm going to hopefully find a pen within my grasp for the next 5 seconds. Nope. Okay, great. So I'm going to just pull that up so I can point. So this is all a row of single crochets. So let's, for the time being, disregard that. So here we have a row of double crochets, right? And on this last one, we have some chains that are kind of making the height of a double crochet, but they're not really a double crochet. So what we're going to do first is, now that we've done our chains to get to the height of a double crochet, we are going to go and do a double crochet kind of around the back of this. We're going to go in this direction. All of our work is going to be kind of in the front of it. So you're going to kind of pin it like that. And we're going to do the double crochet around like that. Now there's also a back post double crochet where you go the opposite direction. I find that that one's a little bit harder, sometimes a little bit brain bending when you first start out. This one is the easier of the two. This is a great way to make some nice ribbing in projects. And it might take some practice, but once you get used to it, it's definitely not too difficult. So we're going to do exactly what I said we do. So we're going to do a double crochet. So we're going to yarn over, because we're still doing a double crochet, even if it's a weird one or a different one. We're going to go into that space that's actually a double crochet, not the chain space, but the actual post of the double crochet. And so we're going to go in, we're going to go behind the post, we're going to come around, we're going to yarn over and pull through. Now this is where this kind of differs slightly from a normal double crochet, because we want to have enough height that we're going to eventually be able to build up to the height that we started with the 2 chains that we have right here. Does that make sense? So if we didn't pull up and we did a double crochet right here, everything would kind of curl in on itself, and we don't want that. So we're going to kind of pull our hook a little bit. You can even pull it a little bit more because you can only go so high with those chains. And then you're going to yarn over. You're going to pull through 2 on your hook. You're going to yarn over and you're going to pull through 2 more on your hook. And that is going to be your first front post double crochet. Now we're going to be alternating between doing a front post double crochet and doing a regular double crochet. And so this can be a good time to kind of check the back of your work to make sure that you're going into the right stitch, because sometimes they get a little askew and it can be really difficult to kind of tell. So we can see that this was the first stitch, right here where I'm pointing the red part of my hook. So this is the next stitch. So we're going to yarn over and we're just going to do a normal double crochet into, and I'm trying to stay on screen as best I can. I'm not great at it. I'm trying, y'all. Especially with my new setup, it's a little bit different. So now that we have that, we are going to alternate back to doing a front post double crochet. We're going to skip this double crochet that we did the regular double crochet over right here. So we're going to be in this one right here. We're going to yarn over. We're going to insert behind, come out of the left, pull through, yarn over, pull through, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. You can go behind and really make sure that you're working into the correct stitches. I do really like variegated yarn for tutorials. We're going to do a regular double crochet here. But it just was making it so hard to see. And I'll show you kind of one of the variegated options that I tried that just did not work out. Maybe 2. I can't remember if I took it out or not. So we're going to keep alternating all the way down. So we're going to skip this one, skip this post, go into this post, yarn over, pull through and pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, do a normal double crochet. And you can start to see some of that texture start to build, right? We can see if we had multiple rows of this, we would see that distinct ribbing. But we're going to do something a little bit different on row 4 that's going to kind of change it up from another ribbing that we could do. So we're going to front post double crochet. We're going to skip down to this one, pull up, and you can see the more that you pull up, the more kind of extended that stitch gets. But even still, you're not going to change the height that much from having it fully pulled up, I guess is the That's the right way to say it. I don't know what I'm trying to say, y'all. Just trying to untangle some yarn and sound halfway like I know what I'm doing, which, you know, is pretty extreme for me. I'm gonna do yarn over, go into the next space, do a normal double crochet, and then yarn over, do a front post double crochet, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now our last stitch of this row is going to be a normal double crochet. So that is row 2 of the 4-row repeat. Now we're going to chain 1, turn, and we're going to put a single crochet in each of the stitches throughout the rows. So we're going to end up with the same number that we've ended up with every single row. This is a one-sided stitch, meaning that it only looks optimal from one side. Right now we're working on the back side. You can see that there's not really anything crazy going on, but here is where you get all that tremendous texture. So just something important to note, if you want to do something that has both sides of it, you look like this, you're going to want to do something a little bit different. And that might be alternating to back post double crochets or something different. Just kind of depends on the look you're going for. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I don't know why sometimes I just will miss that if I don't count. Sometimes I doubt myself. So this is the back, nice and smooth. Still looks beautiful. It's still a beautiful pattern. But that is row 3 of our 4-row repeat. And now finally, we're going to get into the last row of our 4-row repeat. So we're going to chain 2, and we're going to turn. So our first step, we're going to do rows 2 and 4 very similarly, but we're going to kind of shift 4 from 2 a little bit. So we're actually going to start this by putting in this very first stitch right here, so right where my red hook is going through, we're going to do a double crochet, just a regular double crochet. So you're going to yarn over, you're going to go through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. Now we're going to do the front post double crochet. So we're going to skip this because this is our chain. We're going to skip this because we just placed a double crochet in that stitch. And now we're going to go to the next one. And make sure you're doing it in the post, not in the part of the stitch that goes into the single crochet. So right here, you're going to go into the post, behind the post I should say, not into the post. Yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, really pull that up nice and tight. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And then you're going to go back to alternating between the double crochet, the regular double crochet. I felt like I said that weird, like a Walter Cronkite impersonator, and then a regular double crochet, and then your front post double crochet always check the back. It's just really a easier way to do it rather than guessing, realizing that you did it wrong, having to redo it all. Trust me, I've been there from experience. Don't be the person that's not willing to to just look. It just makes your life a lot easier. Okay, we're almost there, and of course my yarn is like, nah, it's time to tend to get a little naughty. This stitch is so naughty. Really, it's not, but okay. So this is called the Alpine stitch. So I guess, you know, Alpine trees and stuff. It's could be like tree knots, I guess. I don't know. I'm just making shit up. Go behind, around, pull up and through, yarn over, pull through two, yarn over, pull through two. Make sure we skip one, go into the next row. Yarn over, pull through. That's just a regular double crochet. Now you might have noticed, how could we alternate and still have the same counts at the end? Well, eventually you do have to stop alternating, and so for this one, your last two stitches will both be regular double crochets. So that is the end of our 4-row repeat. So this is it in the color Glacier Bay. Again, this is the Heartland. I love this yarn. It's always so gorgeous. It's just tonal and beautiful. Every single shade that they have is so pretty, but it's always super expensive because they know they can charge for it. It's also very soft. So this is the outer facing side, and then on the back you can see it's really nothing that special. It's nice, but it's just not really worth the effort. But then I'll show you what I did with some variegated yarn. So this is the exact same row count. One thing going on here is I tried chaining more. I tried doing 3 chains instead of 2 chains in between the double crochet rows, and I didn't like it as much. I felt like there was more bulk, but know if you do have some of this going on that you might be able to adjust your chains and change the height. I know some people prefer to do like a double crochet and then turn. For me, I just chain. It's not a big deal. But anyways, I hope you like this stitch. If you have any questions, I would love to answer them for you. You could definitely go down hook sizes. You go up hook sizes. You could change your yarn. You could do different colors, although I still think a solid color is going to be your best bet, or like a self-striping or tonal variation is going to be a better bet than something like this that's a true variegated yarn, because all of this beautiful texture that you build is just going to kind of get lost in the sauce, and it's kind of a little bummer because, you know, you did all that work, you want it to be shown off, and then like wah, 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 wah. So I hope you enjoyed this stitch. This is the stitch for August of 2024. It's called the Alpine stitch. And I learned this from the Crochet This book that I found at the library. But you can adjust it to do different ribbing and things for sleeves and stuff like that. If you don't adjust that fourth layer, and you have all of your front post double crochets, and then you can even do back post double crochets if you want like deeper ribbing, anything like that. There's a lot of options for ways you can play this up, but I find that this I asked an army of weirdos what looked the most like tree bark, and this got the votes. So thank you for voting for this, and I can't wait to make I don't know, maybe perhaps a tree out of it. So I hope you have a great day, and I will talk to you later.